I have made a big decision, and I am super happy, and I feel free and very peaceful with my decision. Yeah. So you see, last month, when I was laid off from my job, my position was eliminated. It was really tough. And the first thing I did, or one of the first things I did once I got back home the next day, was what I would normally do. I started to look internally, the job board. So I started to look at the job board and noticed that there were a couple of jobs that were posted internally. So what I did was over the next couple of days, because my mind was on get a job. My mind was on that. So what I did was over the next couple of days, I started to connect internally to talk to the hiring managers about the positions that were posted. And meanwhile, the positions had a deadline that was a few weeks away. So I knew that I had some time with me I had some time to process and make decisions. And as I was doing that in parallel, I was updating my CV. I was looking through each of the jobs that were posted, and I was checking to see, okay, what is the job requirement? What do I need to do? Is it a good fit? Will it be a fit for me? Would I enjoy it? All of those questions, I was asking myself those questions so that I can plan about the job applications, and of course the what would happen afterwards, the interview process, so I can plan the interview process and the application as well. Of course, on top of that, I also was looking at all of the different interview competency requirements, the skills required, whether it would be a good fit for me, whether I had, and you have to think back to all of your experiences. I was doing that for all of my experiences. What would be a good match to the positions? So I was going through that process, and in parallel, I was also thinking, okay, Choma, you are 54. You are in a foreign country. What do you want to do? Why do you want to keep working? And I was asking myself this question. And what I noticed, because this was part of my reflection period, what I noticed was that over the coming days, I started to have a conversation with myself about what if I applied for the job and I went through the interview, because I had already spoken to the hiring managers. I went through the interview and I didn't get the job. What then? How much effort would I have put into this? What if I don't get the job? What then? What do I do? And I don't know about you, when you are going through a job interview, it's you are on high alert. You are always thinking, trying to come up with scenarios, decisions, ideas, how you can answer questions. And it can be very stressful. When I have looked for jobs before, it's very stressful. It's really stressful. And I asked myself, do you want to go through this again? And then what if you don't get the job? Then what do you do? And I couldn't answer myself. But what I found was that the more I was questioning my my desire to apply for these internal jobs, the less and less I was beginning to trust the process. You see, when my organization, my ex-organization now, was reorganizing, we were informed that some people will be slotted in, some people will be interviewed if there's a 50%, up to 50% change and more in their role, and they will try as much as possible to find something for as many people as possible that can be done. So as I was reflecting, I was thinking about those conversations, because the job that I was applying for, I'd seen some people in that team that had similar experiences as me. So I was thinking, well, why wasn't I slotted into that position? Why didn't anybody mention it to me, give me a mini interview about that position? Why am I having to apply for it? I couldn't shake this feeling with the why questions, and I couldn't give myself good answers. Why was I not slotted in or given the opportunity to go through the simpler routes like many people I had spoken to? I'd spoken to many people who got slotted in, who got moved into positions without having to go through interviews. And I just thought, why me? And the more I thought about it, I thought to myself, it's very possible, Chioma, that this is not a 50-50 that you will get the job. It is more like you're going to put so much effort in to the application and then you're going to be disappointed. And the more I thought about it, the more I realized that I am better than this. I am not going to beg for a job. I can do better, whether it's external or, following my passion, working on my passion, doing something that I really want to do, but for me. Because I just wanted to apply for a job because I had bills to pay. I have things that I need to pay for. That was the reason why I was always working. So naturally, I need to work to pay my bills. But I thought to myself, is this enough? Because my kids have left home, they're now at university. So that's one thing less that I need to, really carry. And I just really started to question myself. And at the same time, I got me a coach. I got me a career coach to really help me think about, what to do next. Even though in my heart of hearts, my dream was to follow my passion of being a designer, to be creative and to give back to my community back home in Nigeria. I felt that it was easier to have that dream on the shelf and just to keep working. And the more I thought about the job, the more I thought about the reasons why they could have given me the jobs, the less I felt the need to apply. And slowly over time, I allowed the job post deadline to come and go. I did not apply for the job. But I felt a sense of relief. And I felt that the relief came from the fact that I did not trust the process, that I would get a fair chance at getting the new position. Plus also the fact that I felt that I didn't need to go through all of this effort to be put into a position that I noticed that some of my colleagues had been placed in without having to go through the process, because I know this myself. So I felt more and more at peace not applying. for those positions. And I can tell you that after the deadline went through, it made no difference to how I felt, because I realized that it was indeed the best decision. My earlier desire to apply was because I was panicking that I didn't have a job. I was panicking that I had bills to pay, and I was using those panics as a rationale to apply and to beg for a job, when indeed I needed to put myself in the position, bring my passion into the picture, and think about what I'm going to do, what I can do. And at 54, my decision is that I'm happy to say that I am glad I did not apply for any of the jobs. I don't have any desire in the last few weeks to get back into the 9-to-5 rat race and start applying, start working for somebody else. Rather, my decision is to go all out for myself, my passion, to put my dream into action, into reality, to start thinking about what I need to do to make it happen. And since I made this decision, it's been mind-blowing. And almost like everyone, a few people I've spoken to about this is like, Choma, that is great. That's where we think that you would be anyway with this situation that you're in, because we can see your passion and this is the right time for you to follow your passion and go and continue to be creative and work on your side hustle and make it into something much more of a business than a dream in the background. And I must say that not that I needed the confirmation from anybody, but I am so happy to have gone through the reflection, to not shut down my mind and think that there's only one option, but to allow myself to go on that journey of reflection, self-reflection, to think about what do I want to do. So I'm really, I just wanted to share how pleased I am with myself for coming to this point and this decision to just follow my passion. It's about time. It's about time to follow my passion. And on this channel, my goal is to motivate, inspire anyone who wants to either further their career by sharing my experiences, or want to follow their passion by sharing what I am going to do in the future and how I do it. And I am super excited to share my experiences from my working life after 30 years, but also what I'm going to do going forward. But more than anything, this inner peace I feel, this from just knowing that I am going in the right direction and I am good going in that direction. So yeah, I have a lot to think through, to work through, to position myself. It's not all plain sailing and easy and done and dusted. I have a lot of work to do. So I hope to take you on this journey with me. But I think when you get to a point whereby you have made a decision that will change the trajectory of your life going forward, it's amazing. is a nice feeling to be able to think about what you want to do and make that decision for yourself, knowing that it is the right decision. So yeah, watch this space as I navigate Chioma version 2.0. Yeah, it's yeah, it's not going to be easy, I know that. And even starting a YouTube channel is another is another thing in itself. But I'm looking forward to this, and yeah, yeah, yeah. And to finally, the last thing I want to say is that I had a meeting with my coach today, and I did share with him that I am so at peace with my decision, my direction. So I'm just good to go all out for me and not to put any more energy into somebody else's company. A 9 to 5, the rat race. It's time to leave it behind and move forward for what I want to do and build future me. If not now, when? This is definitely the right time. So watch this space. Thanks. Bye-bye.